Good morning, good morning, good morning. I am on my way to spin. It is a beautiful day today. And I wanted to give you guys a life update because things are happening. And not. Okay, so before I get into it, I want to let you guys know that I am so happy with the idea that people are really starting to see my content on YouTube. And I know that it's all about commitment and dedication and all of those things. And my first video short has reached 10K. And for someone like me who had no idea what to do on YouTube, but had a vision, I feel like I don't know, like, mommy, I made it, because I'm sticking to what I know and I'm sticking to what I really want to talk about, which is lifestyle, parenting, a little bit of fashion here and there, but just realistic things. And a huge part of my life has been caring for my child and my children, because I do have several of them. But I have one child that is on the spectrum, and they have recently been not diagnosed. Yes, yeah, you could say diagnosed. They officially added the criteria for ADHD. So my child is autistic with ADHD. It's been a huge part of my life. I speak on more of parenting all of my children, together, and schedules and organization and things like that, and how to do tips and tricks and what I feel like I've done that I could have done better and where I'm constantly trying to improve. But being a parent of a child that is neurodivergent is not for the weak, y'all. Why is this? I'm sorry, you guys. You guys are like seeing all different types of weird angles, different lighting. It is 4 o'clock in the morning right now. I'm not even kidding. It really truly is 4 in the morning, because I get to my spin class at 5. But this video is going to be about the big changes that I have to make as of today for the good of my family. So if you're new here, welcome to my page. Once again, I talk a lot about lifestyle, parenting, self-care for yourself. I am in my 30s. I live in New York City. I am a mom of 5. I am also a wife. I do all of the things that you guys do, but I just do it sometimes in a bigger way because I have more people to care for. I'm also very meticulous and tenacious, so I love and I try my hardest to always be organized and stay on top of certain things so that it doesn't interfere with everyone else's schedules. I'm very cognizant of that. So if that's someone like you, if you resonate with organization, structure, tips and tricks with family, please do not forget to share this video, comment, engage with me. I love to talk back to you guys. I love to talk and see who am I being viewed by and where you guys are. So if you're seeing this video, drop a comment below and let me know where you are seeing this video. Right now I am in New York City. I'm in the boroughs. I'm in the Bronx, y'all. I'm in the Bronx. I know I have someone in Florida. We talk all the time. Shout out to you. But yeah, all right, we're gonna get into it. I'm about to get on the highway, so I'm gonna make sure that I do that safely first, and then I'm gonna talk about the big changes that are happening and why they're happening. If you've been following along with my journey with working, I started working recently, I want to say like 3 weeks ago, back in April, and it is one of the best organizations I have ever worked for. I worked for them briefly back in 2024, and I love them. I love the company. I love what they stand for. I just love absolutely everything about them. So much so that I went back to them 3 weeks ago. And it's unfortunate, but I'm going to have to resign from my position. And I say it with a heavy heart because I do feel really conflicted about it, but I don't, because ultimately at the end of the day, my kid is my ultimate priority, and what they need is like, it is what it is, But yeah, that's like the biggest change. And I do feel a little heavy hearted because I have been a stay-at-home mom for a few years already. And it was mainly more so that we can have someone at home and make sure that nothing falls through the cracks. Everyone has what they need and everyone is on top of everything, like everyone meaning me, like that everything is where, like, it just it works. And for a brief time everything was working. Everything was in its pace and in its transitions, and there weren't any new hurdles. There wasn't anything that I needed to be like 100% involved in, or like everything was just running smoothly. And that's when I decided, and like, the family together, they were like, okay, well, it seems like we got a grip on this. If you want to go back to work, you can go back to work, and we can, start saving more money for, different goals. So I was very excited to go back to work, and just very like, okay, like, this is what we're doing, everything is good. My house is in order. I can be outside in a work way. And as soon as I got to work, as soon as I became employed, everything started just going all over the place. And in my heart, I understood that I needed to not be working. But I just stayed, for a few weeks, and I was like, all right, I'm going to try to ride this out. I know I can do this job. This job is super easy. It's logistical, it's organization, it's everything I love to do, and I can do in my sleep. So the job was never the issue. And I would recommend this company 100 times every single time, and when things potentially get settled, or I am in a position where I can step back a little bit and take on employment, I will go right back to this company, because that's how much I love them. So again, it is not them. Everything was going to shambles. And I mean everything. Like, all of a sudden, transportation issues started happening. I was getting letters that services were not going to be upheld. And it just became so much so that I had to call out of work recently and show up to my child's school and get things squared away. Then all of my kids started getting sick. I was extremely drained, because I'm going from doing everything all day and then having like a hard cutoff time, because when I was a stay-at-home mom, I would do everything up until 3-4 o'clock, until 3 o'clock. Once 3 o'clock hit, that's it. It was like mom mode, because all the kids are coming out of school. But that was in my head, like, that was my structure. Now I had to cram, everything that I would normally do while they were at school in 3 hours. And I don't have one child. I don't have 2 children. I don't have 3. I have 5, which is a huge difference. It is a huge difference. I understand a lot of people say, oh, the working mom, and then, you have 2 kids. Girl, I get it, but that's child's play for me. And this is no shade to absolutely anybody with 1 child or 2 children. It's just a fact. When you have more children and you are a very present and active parent, and you stress out the way I do, and you organize the way I do, and you are on it, and then one of those children has a disability, or like they're on the spectrum, basically, like, I'm still, and sidebar, I'm still trying to figure out what is the best way that I can describe my child. I don't feel like autism in my child is a disability. I just feel like it is a different way that they process information, and a different way that they live and will be receiving information and can communicate with the world. It's just a different way. I don't really know how that will translate in everyday life. Right now, my child is very small, but sometimes I say autism, sometimes I say living with, sometimes I say on the spectrum, sometimes I say, like, I just don't know, give me that grace. If you are a parent, or if you have family members that live on the spectrum, you know what I'm trying to say. If you are one of these people, let me know in the comments how it is that you describe, or how it is that the person, if they are verbal, wants to be described. I need info. Like, I just need more knowledge on this, on this specific topic. But anyways, thank you for that. I'm looking forward to those comments. living with someone that's on the spectrum, like having a child that's on the spectrum, it is constant supervision. It is cameras in your house. It is a different sleep pattern. Sometimes my child will sleep through the night, and sometimes my child will be up at 3 in the morning. And, you know, and you just have to take turns. Like, you just have to live with it. I've asked the neurologist, I've asked the doctors, and they said, like, hey, sometimes people really just, especially people on the spectrum, they do have a different type of sleeping pattern. And that's just what it is. So, you know, realistically, even with that, like, you cannot really be out here having a whole job with 2 hours of sleep with the type of life that I have. So that alone is also something that is just, you know, one of the factors that I had to come to terms with when it comes to why I'm leaving my job. Also, I'm going to be 100% realistic. A lot of people don't understand what it is to be a parent of a disabled child, of a child on the spectrum. And a lot of people don't realize that you need a lot of support. And I don't have all of that support. I have my family, and that's it. And honestly, I'm blessed and grateful, and I'm going to take that back because some people have zero support, and that is a shame. You know, I do have support, but the load of it all, the capacity of it all, sometimes you just add a mental bandwidth that you can't understand. Like, for myself, like, I don't have time for myself sometimes, and I don't really care. I will give up every single thing that I need to do to be able to be a present parent for my child. So that is never the issue. But just the mental bandwidth and learning how to compartmentalize certain things. It's very hard sometimes, and it's very hard, not even sometimes, it's very hard most of the time. And I am in a position where I can leave my employment, even though I love it, and just focus on the things that truly matter at this present time. And I feel like it's gonna be like this for a while. So, you know, I'm just in like a weird space because I want to work. I want to stay working, but unfortunately, I cannot. So today, after spin, I'm going to take my kids to school, and then I'm going to go into my job, and I'm going to resign. And that sucks for me, but it is what it is. My children come first. So this was a very realistic video. I hope you guys understand the raw and the vulnerability that I am doing this, but I wanted to share with you guys the realities of what happens and the sacrifices that some people make when you do have a person that you have to care for. I wouldn't change it any other way, but sometimes it's hard. And today is one of those hard days. So I'm going to leave you guys with that because I'm going to go to spin, and spin is an amazing thing that I do that I will not stop doing because that is a health thing. That is a mental thing. That is something that keeps me going every day, and it keeps me strong for my kids. So I'm going to go do that. And yeah, I will see you guys next week. Be nice. Be kind. Love you guys.